Okay, so let's begin. That takes me to the first part of the presentation, which is the login page. As you can see, this is a basic login page introduced for the purpose of authentication in the implementation of this app. A registered user can directly log in as the credentials are already stored in the database. The database that I used for the implementation of this project is Firebase, as it was free and it is very handy to use. And of course, the necessary approvals are granted at the backend, initially for the purpose of testing, but it is live at the moment, so we can add as many users we want to the current database. A new user can also register with the options provided as long as the credentials are approved. That takes me to the second part, which is the demonstration of the 3D implementation for this project. This was part of the initial client requirement and subsequent to the user stories, wherein the client had asked for an augmented reality implementation. And further to that request, this implementation was proposed. What this suggests is that upon launching the app, first the camera will recognize the plane, as you can see in figure 1, and the object inside a building or a room, and the object for this instance is the stool. Then a click will enable an augmented augmented object, and the object is here. We can adjust it as per our requirement, and the screen, we can topple it. It can house multiple objects, and there is no limit set to the number of objects that can be introduced. As you can see here, I have 3 for the purpose of demonstration, but there is no limit set for the number of objects that can be introduced. Next is the demonstration of the accelerometer. The first image or screenshot is the reading when the app was launched, and the second is the reading after the object is moved or the phone is moved. So as you can see that it has captured a different reading on all the 3 coordinates, the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis. And this was a major breakthrough in determining the direction in which the object is moving. Last but not the least is the further implementation, which is further to implementing the accelerometer. It is now important to calculate the number of steps from a point of initialization. This can be implemented using a gyroscope or a pedometer. A plane map will be inserted on the screen, and an initial point will be assumed, which will be considered default. That means the object will always start here, or a person will always start here. Then the steps will be measured from the starting point in a particular direction, and finally, upon changing the direction, as in when the object changes the direction, a dotted line will be drawn on the map to show the distance traveled in that particular direction. Thank you, and I am happy to answer any questions towards the end of the presentation.